what do we mean by learning? I think this is a fairly important question, if we could go into it rather slowly and carefully. We learn from books. We learn from parents, colleges, universities, and so on. And also we learn through experience. We learn through various forms of events, which all become knowledge, right? That's fairly clear, that we gather information, experience, and various forms of events and incidents that happen in our life, and from all this we accumulate knowledge. And from that knowledge we act, right? That is one way of learning. Is there another way of learning at all? That's what we know, the ordinary way of learning. Is there another way of learning? Because the ordinary way of learning, the implications of learning in the ordinary way is to accumulate knowledge and act according to that knowledge. Therefore, that learning helps us to become more and more mechanical. I don't know if you follow all this. May I go on with it? This is not a talk by me. We are sharing this thing together. So please, I can go into it, but you'll also have to join in the investigation of what we mean by learning. So it's your responsibility too, not just mine, talking about it. The ordinary, everyday form of learning is to accumulate through experience, events and accidents, and so on, a great deal of knowledge. And that knowledge is always the past. There is no future knowledge. Right? And if we act according to that knowledge, it must be action based on the past, based on knowledge. And that knowledge can be expanded infinitely or to a certain extent, but it will always be limited. It will always become a routine, mechanical. So we're asking if there is another way of learning. Learning through accumulation of knowledge, acting according to the accumulation of knowledge, it's acting and acquiring knowledge from that action, or having acquired knowledge through various forms, act from that. You follow? Do you understand? Am I making myself clear?
Yes.
That is, I accumulate knowledge about science, about technology, doctors and so on, accumulate it. And then from that accumulation I act. Or act and through that action learn. And having learned a great deal through action, that also becomes knowledge. So both are the same, essentially. Acquire knowledge and then act, and from that action accumulate, which becomes knowledge. So essentially both are the same. Both tend to become mechanical. If this is clear, then the question is there a way of learning which is non-mechanistic? I don't know if you're interested in all this. To find that out, we must be very clear that the mechanistic activity of accumulated knowledge and the whole movement of that, one must be very, very clear in oneself. Would we proceed? Please, as we are talking over together, find out how you learn. Whether this learning is becoming more and more mechanistic. You hear me, the speaker, read about it, listen to tapes, learn, accumulate wisdom, knowledge, and then say, well, I'm going to practice that. Therefore, that practice becomes mechanistic. Now we're asking, is there a different movement which is not mechanistic, which is also learning, but is not accumulated knowledge and acting from that? Right? Is this clear?
Yes. So part of that mechanistic process might be an attempt to destroy the knowledge that you've accumulated.
Yes, that which is still mechanistic. You try to get rid of that past knowledge which you have accumulated. That is not the way to learn. So you learn in a different form, but yet accumulate.
Yes.
This accumulation process goes on all the time. So we are asking, please, is there a different way of learning which is not accumulative, which is not mechanistic, which is not all the time functioning on the past movement? Right? We're going to find that out. Don't please inquire, question, challenge, all the rest of it for yourself and find out. We said very clearly, action and then knowledge. Knowledge and action are both essentially the same. Now we're asking, is there a different learning? Don't jump to conclusion. Don't say spontaneity. Don't say it is intuition. Don't let's be caught in words. Is there a way of learning which is not mechanistic?
Does silence come into this?
Not, you see, you are jumping. Don't come. It is as though you don't know. Begin.
Through suffering in relationship.
Wait, madam, we are coming to that yet. We are starting. See, is there a question mark? Therefore, you don't know. So don't say, is silence this or that? You really don't know. So that is the way to find out. With a clean slate, you don't know. So you're going to find out. Are you quite sure you don't know? Or you pretend you don't know? No, please, for oneself, I'm talking of oneself seriously. Do I pretend that I don't know, or I actually don't know a way of learning? Perhaps learning then has a different meaning, a way of learning which is not mechanistic. I don't know. I have to be terribly honest to myself. Then I can find out. But if I say, yes, I don't know, but I have few ideas about it behind me, mind, then you're not inquiring at all. So, can we start honestly by saying, I really don't know, which is rather difficult. Because when you don't know, you are looking, you're trying to find out if you know.